Bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad
Muhammad wa
wa ali
ali Muhammad.
Muhammad wajal farajum. Mu'minin mu'minat, please recite. Let's please start with recitation of Surah Fatiha for Marhum Tahir Mu'min and for Kul Mu'minin mu'minat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wajal farajum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وجل فرجهم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وجل فرجهم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وجل فرجهم. Mu'min Mu'minat, I want to offer condolences first to Bibi Fatima Zahra, condolences to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, condolences to our living Imam Zamana, our condolences to Bibi Zainab on the Wafaat of Bibi Khadija. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajal farajum. My brothers and sisters, I want to offer you condolences on the Wafaat of Bibi Khadija as well. Bibi Khadija's Wafaat marked a very trying year, such a turbulent year, such a hard year for Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is called the year of sorrow, right? It was a year that Hazrat Abu Talib and Bibi Khadija were both taken away from this world and from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I want to offer you guys, everybody, condolences on the Wafaat that is today, and I want to offer my condolences to our living Imam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajal farajum. We have a very inshallah good program planned for everybody today to commemorate Bibi Khadija. We have we're gonna do our Ramzan schedule where we have dua iftitah hadith kissa. Obviously we're going to start with hadith kissa. A night like tonight when we're thinking about the mother of Bibi Fatima Zahra, right? We talk about the importance of Bibi Fatima Zahra. This is the night that her mother died when she was a young girl, right? We talk about we'll get into details later, but I want everyone to understand the importance of today, right? If you have duas that Allah doesn't listen to, right? Allah listen to everything. I shouldn't say ridiculous things like that, right? If we have duas that we feel we're entitled to be granted, even though we're not entitled to anything, ask tonight on, remember Bibi Khadija and remind Bibi Fatima, even though she doesn't need reminding, that, hey, I love your mother so much that I took the time out today. I have work tomorrow. I have school tomorrow. I have spring break tomorrow. I have nothing to do tomorrow, whatever is going on. Right, we're taking time today because we want to remember Bibi Khadija on this day, and we want to remember the sorrow of the year of sorrow of Prophet Muhammad and of Bibi Fatima Zahra, losing your mother at such a young age, and please, Bibi Fatima Zahra, take her duas, and we're unworthy to ask Allah for anything, but inshallah she's going to take our duas today and present them to Allah and remind and let Allah know that these are the people who cried for my mother tonight, right? So cry for Bibi Khadija tonight, and cry for the loss of that Prophet Muhammad suffered tonight, and cry for the loss that Bibi Fatima Zahra, Hazrat Ali alayhi salam, all suffered today when Bibi Khadija was taken from this world, right? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajal farajum. Before I continue, I just want to make a couple quick announcements. We're going to have a program tomorrow. We've been putting together some educational programming for everyone, right? It's not just because they look like they're kid shows. You should tune in, and you'll see the kind of tidbits of facts and knowledge, and whatever we can help the community for. We want to give that, and then the ways that we present it, different modes, whether it's Masala Street or Jeopardy Shepardy. We're having a new episode of Jeopardy Shepardy tomorrow. If you've ever seen it, it's 25 facts, 30 facts about Bibi Zainab. Maybe tomorrow let's put on Bibi Zainab's Jeopardy Shepardy. We had aired it earlier. We're going to air it tomorrow night for our Dua Tawassul program. On Thursday night, we have our Dua Kumal program. We'll have a new episode of Jeopardy Shepherdie. The topic will be Ramadan. And inshallah, next week we'll have some more Masala Street. And on Friday, we have made arrangements to do Ramadan ball, right? Inshallah, the community come. There's no, no upfront fee, no hidden fees. It's donation only, or if that's something, if you just want to show up and then see your brothers and sisters and then play that's fine too, right? No obligation. But it's going to be a fun event. I don't want to talk too much about a fun event today because I feel bad because that's not what's going on in the house of Prophet Muhammad tonight, right? But I just want to let the Mu'min and Mu'minat know we have programs this week, right? We have Amal programs next week. We have programs pretty much every day this week except Wednesday. So please join us in all of those, right? Tomorrow, Dua Tawassul program. Inshallah, we'll try to have it on around 8:30, 9ish, so you can watch it after after you do your namaz. If anyone wants to join in, you want to recite a dua, you want to do a poem, you want to talk about a picture, you want to draw a picture and send it to us and we'll post it, we could do that too. So many artistic people here. Do a painting, right? That's inspired by anything having to do with Ramadan. Send it to any one of the volunteers. Samad by Asr Dosa, by Ali Sagarwala, by Sister Mehin, anybody, you guys could send it to me and we'll post it. Inshallah, let's before we get started with our program, it's important that we sit down and ask ourselves a couple of things, right? What are you doing here today? Why are you watching this? Right? Whatever if you stumbled across this because you're in our news feed, you stumbled across this because came up on YouTube and you saw something, right? Or if you want to tune into the program, what are we trying to do today, right? We're trying to commemorate, we're trying to acknowledge the greatness of Bibi Khadija, one of the 4 great women, right? And that's not me saying that. That is Allah saying there are 4 great women, the 4 greatest women that were created, right? On the top of the list is Bibi Fatima Tadara alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajil farajum. And then Bibi Khadija, Bibi Maryam, and Bibi Asiya. We'll learn a little bit about who those are later. Right? And so, Prophet Muhammad said Bibi Khadija is equal to the greatness of Bibi Asiya and Bibi Maryam, right? So, these are, we're commemorating the 4 greatest women. Islam commemorates women every day, right? All the great things in Islam have come from a woman, right? And so this is a day when we're, no surprising is here to talk about one of the greatest people to ever walk the earth, and it was Bibi Khadija, right? And so that's, to take it back to what I was saying, that whatever you're doing, that's our intention for right now. Our intention for this, putting on this program, for listening to this program, for forwarding off this program, for whatever little bit you're giving to the program, whether it's your attention, whether it's your work, whether you're going to send it off to somebody else. The only reason we're doing this is to acknowledge the greatness and the stature of Bibi Khadija al-Kubra. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajil farajum. If there's anything else, we're doing it for entertainment. You're watching it because brother Asr Dosa is very handsome and you want to see him recite Noha, which he's going to do later on. There's wrong reasons, right? Let's pray that Allah purifies our intentions so we get the maximum sawab and the maximum benefits, right? These are the kinds of nights that change our lives, right? The ibadat, the acknowledgement, the level of closeness you could get to. The closer you get to the Ahlul Bayt, the closer you get to Allah, the easier life becomes. And so today could change our whole life if we allow our hearts and our minds to understand something that we didn't understand before and gain nearness to Bibi Khadija al-Kubra and her family, right? So, Allah, please allow that to happen. Accept our deeds, right? Allah, we're going to start with the praise of Allah. I keep saying we're going to start with, right? That other part's over. There's a new part we're starting, right? But you should start everything with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Everything we do, Allah praises you. There's not an action I could take. There's not a move I could make. There's not a thought I could have. There's not a praise of you. Because everything I do is a creation of you. Everything I do is empowered by you. Everything I do is controlled by you. You set it in motion. You set the rules. You allowed me to dictate the outcome while knowing what's going to happen. And it sounds like you're in, that everything's predestined, but Allah, that's because my mind is so small. My mind is so small that I can't comprehend that you are uncreated. And so when I say, oh, how would Allah do this? And how is would Allah do that? And how can this happen? Is because I don't understand that there's a whole area of uncreatedness that I can't even fathom. You are uncreated. Nothing about you is created. Even your knowledge, Ya Allah, is uncreated, and I'm a created being. So that makes me at a disadvantage mentally, emotionally, psychologically. I can't even comprehend what closeness to you, nearness to you is. The only way I can understand what you are is to understand that what you're not. And what you're not is everything that I think you are. Because everything I think you are is something that's created, whether it be in my mind or in actuality. So when I think I know what Allah is, that's exactly what you're not, Allah. So all I ask is that you accept my praise, because I don't even know how to praise you. I don't know. I say Allah's great, but Allah's not great because Allah created greatness. I say Allah's forgiving, and Allah's not forgiving because Allah created forgiveness. Yet you tell me, Allah, I am Ar-Rahman, and you want me to remember that you are the most forgiving. And as I sin, as I sin, as I sin, as I sit there and I have 50 million things going on in the day that's more important than praising you, when I stop to praise you, you accept my praise. And when I ask you for forgiveness, Ya Allah, you give me your forgiveness. How lucky are we that we have such a great Lord? Have you ever stopped to think about that? How lucky are we that Allah is our God? How lucky are we that Allah tells us that He's forgiving? How lucky are we that Allah tells us, ask me and I will give it to you? Ever stop to think about that? You ever stop to think about how great it is that Allah has given us everything? Everything. And things that we don't even have, Allah gives us that too. Sometimes we ask Allah for things. Oh, Ya Allah, I want this. We already have it. We have so many things we don't even understand that we have this item we're asking Allah for. But don't stop asking Him. Understand you're not worthy. You're not worthy. I'm not worthy. There's nobody here that's worthy of anything. Except for the blessed personalities of the house of Bibi Fatima Tazahra. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa Jafarajam. On this day of the Shahadat of Bibi Khadija al Kubra, please, Ya Allah, accept our blessing, accept our praise, right? Accept our wanting for nearness to you. Ya Allah, increase our benefits, but first send blessings on Prophet Muhammad and the family of Prophet Muhammad on our behalf. And if they accept these blessings on our behalf, and they will, because they're so loving and so generous, right? And then we can be accepted as their lovers. And then we want you to give us blessings. And then we want you to give us mercy. Before I turn it over for Hadith Gissa, I just want to say a couple more words, right? You know, we sit here and think that, you know, Allah is torturing us because I've been interviewing for 3 months and I don't have a job. Allah is torturing us because our car is about to break down and the AC is not working, right? We think Allah is torturing us because we make minimum wage and gas prices are at $6 an hour. We think Allah is torturing us because we've been trying for 10 years to have kids, we don't have any. We think Allah is torturing us because we've been trying to get married and the rishtas don't work. We think Allah's torturing us because we've been married for 25 years and we're miserable. We think, all these reasons that people, because our boss doesn't recognize that we're smart, right? Because our boss recognizes that we're too smart and we have too much work to do, right? Because our neighbors have a boat and we don't, right? All these reasons that we think Allah's torturing us, right? I want to tell you something. Bibi Khadija al-Kubra was the queen. She had the biggest palace in Arabia, right? She came from her father was Quaalude, right? My Arabic pronunciation very wrong, but her father was very wealthy family. And when she took over the family business, it became even better. It thrived even more. Her wealth was unsurpassed, right? She had everything. She had handmaids, she had servants. What didn't she have, right? But she sacrificed it all to start the religion of Islam, right? On Bibi Khadija's wealth, Hazrat Ali's sword, and Prophet Muhammad's word was the birth of Islam, right? When she died, right? She didn't have a dime to her. She didn't even have money to buy a shroud to cover her body. Prophet Muhammad used his shirt to cover her, right? This is what she gave up. This is how she died. And we're sitting there not worried, worried because we don't have a Tesla, right? This is the types of people we are, and that's why we need the tawassul. That's why we need to stop what you're doing today, learn about Bibi Khadija, look for nearness to Allah, and then inshallah, our beautiful lady of light who's here to protect all of us is going to take our side and is going to intercede on our behalf when we ask Allah for dua, right? So whatever you think Allah is doing to torture you, you don't understand nothing Allah does is torture. Everything Allah does is perfection. And if you don't believe it, look at the lives of the Ahlul Bayt. We're going to learn about Bibi Khadija today. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope we have your attention. Hadith Kissa, it's probably the most important part of our program today is Hadith Kissa. You should sit on the floor and listen to it, because when you do Hadith Kissa, Bibi Fatima Zahra, she comes and listens with you. And Bibi Fatima Zahra, she renounces luxury of this world, so she's not going to come sit on your sofa. She's going to sit on the floor. And if you want to sit on the sofa and she's sitting on the floor, that's your call, right? But that's some things we should think about when we do these, when we remember these personalities. Muhammad wa ala Muhammad sallallahu. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa jafar. Now, please, loud salawat and Surah Fatiha for the family of brother Muhammad Raza, who's going to recite Hadith Kissa for us. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala jafar. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. ما شاء الله.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن جابر بن عبد الله الأنصاري عن فاطمة الزهراء عليه السلام بنت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله قال: سمعت فاطمة أنها قالت: دخل علي أبي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله في بعض الأيام فقال: السلام عليك يا فاطمة. فقلت: وعليك السلام. فقال: إني أجد في بدني ضعفا. فقلت له: أعيذك بالله يا أبتاه من الضعف. فقال: يا فاطمة، ائتيني بالكساء اليماني فغطيني به. فأتيته بالكساء اليماني فغطيت به، وصرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلألأ كأنه البدر في ليلة تمام وكماله.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم.
فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسن قد أقبل. السلام عليك يا أماه. فقلت: وعليك السلام يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال: يا أماه، إني أشم عندك رائحة جدي رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله. فقلت: نعم، إن جدك تحت الكساء. فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جداه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوضي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معه تحت الكساء. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي حسين قد أقبل وقال: السلام عليك يا أماه. فقلت: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال لي: يا أماه، إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت: نعم، إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء. فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جداه، السلام عليك يا من اختاره الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكما تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافع أمتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معهما تحت الكساء. فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال: السلام عليك يا بنت يا رسول الله. فقلت: عليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. فقال: يا فاطمة، إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابني عمي رسول الله. فقلت: نعم، ها هو مع ولديك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له: وعليك السلام يا أخي ويا وصي وخليفتي وصاحب لهوائي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء، ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت: السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال: وعليك السلام يا بنت ويا بضعتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء، فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء، أخذ بي رسول الله بطرفي الكساء وأومأ بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال: اللهم إنا هو هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم وعدو لمن عاداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم، فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وجل فرج.
فقال الله عز وجل: يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي، إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئة ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذي هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبرائيل: يا رب، ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل: هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. اللهم صل.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وجل فرج.
فقال جبرائيل: يا ربي، أتأذن لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض لأكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله: نعم، قد أذنت لك. فهبط الأمين جبرائيل وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله، العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك: وعزتي وجلالي، إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئة ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم، وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم، فهل تأذن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله: وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله، وإنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء، فقال لأبي: إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول: إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وجل.
فقال علي لأبي: يا رسول الله، أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي: والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا، ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض، وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا، إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي: إذا والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال النبي ثانيا: يا علي، والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا، ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض، وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا، وفيهم مهموم إلا وفرج الله همه، ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غمه، ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي: إذا والله فزنا وسعدنا، وكذلك شيعتنا وفازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة.
اللهم صل على Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajal farja. Mashallah, mashallah. Please recite a loud salawat and Surah Fatiha for the marhum of the Raza family for Kul Mu'min Mu'minat. Allahumma salli.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم. بسم الله.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. MashaAllah, brother Maza. Up next we have Surah Rahman, which is going to be recited by brother Asr Dosa. Brother Asr, are you ready?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajal.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ar-Rahman, Allamal Quran, Khalaqal Insan, Allahummal Bayan, Ash-Shamsu wal Kamaru bi Husban, wan Najmu wash-Shajaru yasjudan, was-Samaa rafaha wa wada al-Mizan, Allah tatghawa fil Mizan, wa aqimul wazna bil Qisti wa la تخسر الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والهب ذو الأسف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار وخلق الجان من مريج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان رب المشركين ورب المغربين فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان مرج البحرين يلتقيان بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يخرج منهما اللؤلؤ والمرجان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان وله الجوار المنشآت في البحر كالأعلام فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يسله من فالسماوات والأرض كل يوم هو في سهان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان سنفرغ لكم أيها الثقلان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يا معشر الجن والإنس إن استطعتم أن تنفذوا من أقطار السماوات والأرض فانفذوا لا تنفذون إلا بسلطان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يرسل عليكما شواظ من نار ونحاس فلا تنتصران فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فإذا انشقت السماء فكانت وردة كادحا فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيومئذ لا يسأل عن ذنبه إنس ولا جان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يعرف المجرمون بسيماهم فيؤخذوا بالنواصي والأقدام فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان هذه جهنم التي يكذب بها المرجمون يطوفون بينها وبينها حميم آن فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان ولمن خاف مقام ربه جنة فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان ذواتا أفنان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما عينان تجريان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما من كل فخيهة زوجان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان متكئين على فرشهم بطائنها من استبرق وجنى الجنتين دان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهن كثيرة الطرف لم يطمثهن إنس قبلهم ولا جان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان كأنهن الياقوت والمرجان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان هل جزاء الإحسان إلى الإحسان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان ومن دونهما جنتان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان مدهامتان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما عينان نضاختان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما فاكهة ونخل ورمان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهن خيرات حسان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان حر مكسورة في القيام فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان لم يطمثهن إنس قبلهم ولا جان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان متكئين على رفرف خضر وأبكار حسان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان تبارك اسم ربك ذي الجلال والإكرام اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farja. MashaAllah, brother Asja. That was really, really good. Up next, we have a poem that's going to be recited by Sister Asya. Before she gets up on the speaker, let's give her a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
You're next.
This poem is ode to Bibi Khadija. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It was your wealth, Ali's sword, and the Prophet's word that grew Islam, so now it's heard. You helped orphans, widows, the sick, and the poor. Whenever the Prophet needed you, you were there. Even if it meant giving up your wealth, you did not care. There were 4 women of heaven, Bibi Asiya, Bibi Maryam, Bibi Fatima, and you, the greatest businesswoman. You are guaranteed heaven and beyond because you are pious, loving, caring, and were never wrong. When you were alive, people lied and stole. You are the only wife of Muhammad that got blessed with a kid. You gave birth to the only lady greater than you. Her name is Fatima, and that is true. You had a hard life after you married the Prophet, but you stuck by him, and there's no doubt about it. You are Mu'mineen, the mother of believers. Your name is Khadija, and it means youthful and caring. You had grandchildren that resembled people in Islam, but only one resembled you. Her name is Zainab, the queen of Karbala, the daughter of Bibi Fatima. You had a fever that was so high that it hurt your soul to the point where you died. You left this world at age 64, but you left your daughter when she was 4. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali
Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
MashaAllah, that was really, really, really good. MashaAllah.
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah. Up next, we have a speech that's going to be given by Sister Sakina. Let's bring her in with a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Let's go, best friend.
There is 4 greatest women in the history of the world. The first one is Bibi Asiya, who was the wife of the Pharaoh, who was the king of Egypt, and she raised Hazrat Musa. The second woman is Bibi Maryam, who was the mother of Hazrat Isa, and obviously the Bibi Fatima, the Lady of Light. But today we are going to talk about her mother, Bibi Khadija. She was one of the greatest businesswomen. Also, she was one of the wealthiest, most respectful person in the world. After she married Prophet Muhammad, people started to take her business stuff. The person who resembled her the most is Bibi Zainab.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad
wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. MashaAllah, Sakina, that was really good. MashaAllah, keep it up. Up next, we have a speech that is going to be given by Ali Jawad. So let's bring him in with a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Want to be successful in business?
We want to be successful in business and work.
Every day.
To get namaz and offer to Bibi Khadija as a gift. Salawat.
اللهم
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى
وآل
محمد
محمد وأجل
وعجل
فرجهم.
فرجهم. Up next, we have it's going to be recitation of daily du'as, which I'm going to go ahead and screen share. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma
اللهم صل
salli ala
على
Muhammad.
محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم.
You just had a Surah Fatiha for Kul Mu'min Mu'minat. Allahumma salli ala Allahumma salli ala.
Allahumma salli.
Dua after every obligatory prayer. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya Aliyo Ya Azim. Ya Ghafuru Ya Rahim. Anta Rabbul Adim Alladhi Laysa Kamithlihi Shay. Wa huwa Sami'ul Basir. Wa hadha shahrun azamtahu wa karamtahu. Wa sharaftahu wa faddaltahu ala shuhur. Wa huwa shahrul ladhi farasta siyamahu alay. Wa huwa shahru Ramadan. الذي أنزلت فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان وجعلت فيه ليلة القدر وجعلتها خير من ألف شهر فيا ذا المن ولا يمن علي من علي بفكاك ركبتي من النار في من تمن علي وأدخلني الجنة برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم صل على Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Supplication after every salah. Ya Aliyo, Ya Azim. In the name of Allah, the Benevolent, the Merciful. O High, O Mighty, O Forgiver, O Merciful. You are the Mighty Lord, who has none like him, and he is the all-hearing, all-seeing. This is a month which you have made, exalted honor, ennobled and excelled over the other months. It is the month in which you have made fasting obligatory, and it is the month of Ramadan in which you sent down the Quran, a guidance for mankind, having clear signs of guidance and distinction. Surah 2, verse 185. You have placed in it the night of prayer, and made it better than 1,000 months. Surah 97, verse 2. O one who favors and none favors you, favor me by saving me from the fire amongst the ones you favor, and make me enter heaven by your mercy, O most merciful. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Dua after every obligatory prayer. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma rizukni hajja baytikal haram fi ami haza wa fi kulli am ma abqaitani fi yusrin minka wa afiya wa sa'ati rizki wa la tukhlini min tilkal mawaqifil karima wal mashahidil sharifa وزيارة قبر نبيك صلواتك عليه وآله وفي جميع هوائج الدنيا والآخرة فكن لي اللهم إني أسألك فيما تقضي وتقدر من الأمر المحتوم في ليلة القدر من الفضاء فيما تقضي من القضاء الذي لا يرد ولا يبدل أن تكتبني من حجاج بيتك الحرام المبرور حجهم المشكور سعيهم المغفور ذنوبهم المكفر عنهم سيئاتهم واجعل في ما تقضي وتقدر أن تطيل عمري وتوسع علي رزقي وتودي عني أمانتي وديني آمين رب العالمين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم.
Supplication after every salah. Allahumma arzuqni haja. In the name of Allah, the Benevolent, the Merciful. O Allah, give me enough means so that I may go to the Holy House for pilgrimage this year and every year till I live in ease and comfort bestowed upon me by Thee. Do not deny me these opportunities of visiting the venerable place and calling upon the resting abode of the Holy Prophet. Thy blessings be on him and his children. And in the matter of all the needs of this world and the hereafter, continue to do good for me. O Allah, I request you to take decisive decision regarding my affairs in the night of Qadr, a decision that cannot be reversed, nor can be changed, which includes me among the pilgrims of the sacred house, their dutiful pilgrimage receiving thy approval, their efforts acknowledged, their mistakes forgiven, their sins atoned for, and in the course of it, make it possible that I live long in ease and comfort. Pay back my debts and settle the money obligations. So be it, O Lord of the worlds. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad
محمد
wa ala
وآل
Muhammad.
محمد وجل فرجهم.
Dua after every obligatory prayer. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma adkhil ala ahlil qubur surur. Allahumma agni kulla fakir. Allahumma ashbih kulla ja'i. Allahumma aksik kulla urwan. Allahumma agni dayna kulli madin. Allahumma farij an kulli makrub. Allahumma rudda kulla غريب اللهم فك كل أسير اللهم أصلح كل فاسد من أمور المسلمين اللهم اشف كل مريض اللهم سد فقرنا بغنى اللهم غير سوء حالنا بحسن حالك اللهم اقضي عنا الدين وأغننا من الفقر إنك على كل شيء قدير اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وجل فرجهم.
A supplication after every salah. Allahumma adkhil ahlil kabur. In the name of Allah, the Benevolent, the Merciful. O God, have your happiness upon the people of graves. O God, make every poor rich. O God, feed every hungry. O Lord, clothe every naked. O Lord, relieve everyone from debt who is in debt. O God, return every stranger to his homeland. O Lord, release every captive. O Lord, improve all Muslims' affairs which are not in order. O God, cure every ill. O God, remove our poverty by your richness. O Lord, pay our debts and free us from poverty. Indeed, you are the most powerful of everything. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Up next, we have a poem that's going to be recited by Brother Officer Dosa. But before that, let's get loud salawat for Brother Ali Sagarwala and Mahed Raza. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Bismillah.
So before I start my poem, I just wanted to say a few things about Bibi Khadija. Obviously, we're here for the Wafaat of Bibi Khadija, and we should also speak about the good things that she did. And one thing that I was really impressed by when I was doing research for this poem about Bibi Khadija was that she was basically the mother of modern day commerce. So basically, Islam always wanted women to be next up. They wanted women to evolve from back in the day, and that's what she did. She basically was the mother of modern day commerce. She had such an entrepreneurial spirit, and there's so much research out there about basically she had exported all of her goods to faraway markets just like Syria. And that was like really, really interesting to me. And since we all like, mashallah and inshallah, want to attain wealth, we should all follow the example of Bibi Khadija, because she was so honest, and her integrity and her principled behavior was just insane. And that's why she got to the position that she was at, to where she could help Islam and help Islam grow. So the first lady of Islam, the first lady to believe in Islam, the first lady to pray with the Prophet and our first Imam, the richest lady in all of the lands. Her smartest decision was taking the Prophet's hand. She used her wealth to free slaves, no questions asked. She used her wealth to feed Muslims in the dry land. If she wasn't by the side of the Prophet, there is no way Islam would expand. The year of sorrow for the Prophet was when she passed. O Mother of Islam, look how many Muslims you have amassed. Salawat bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa
Jafar. MashaAllah, brother Asajato. That was really good. Up next, we have 9th day dua of Ramadan. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma alli fihe nathiban min rahmatika kal wasi'ate wahadni fihe le barahineka kasal saate ate wa kudbina siyate ila mardateka kal jami'ate bima habbateka ya ama lal mushtaqin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad
wa Jafar, mashallah.
This is going to be the English translation of this 9th day dua. And it was really, when I read it earlier, I was really interested by it. So inshallah, you guys will see the same. Oh Allah, on this day, please decide for me a share of your expansive mercy. Guide me on this day to your luminous proofs, and take me from the forelock to your all-inclusive satisfaction, in the name of your lovingness, O hope of the eager ones. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Or Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Up next, we're going to have a poem that's going to be recited by Ali Qasim Ali. Before we go ahead and recite the poem, let's go ahead and recite Surah Fatiha. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Bismillahir-Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahus samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillahir-Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahus samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillahir-Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahus samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Brother Ali Qasim Ali, are you ready?
Before Brother Ali Qasim Ali comes in, I just want to point out something really important. First of all these poetries, the recitation of Quran have all been beautiful. But Brother Asuja Dosa said something that I want to point out. Is he said, here's something I learned in my research to do the poem. You see, that's the most important thing, is these people's lives, the Alubeth lives, they need to be researched, they need to be studied, right? Whatever talent you have, whatever kind of creative outlet you have, you still need to put the work in to understand who these people are. And so, let's do a loud salawat for the time and the effort and the research that, the poets put in, the speakers put in, the reciters put in. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ala
Muhammad waj'al farajahum. We're really lucky, that we have such talented poets and reciters in this community. So let's go one more loud salawat for for all the talent in the community. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat. Allahumma
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad waj'al farajahum.
Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sorry, I was late. I was really busy, but this is my job too, and it's not a job; it's a lifestyle. So, can I get a loud salawat?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad waj'al farajahum.
Okay, Bismillah. So before I start, I actually learned about Bibi Khadija today from my good friend Al-Sija. He told me that she was actually a businesswoman and a really good one, and that's really good news, especially since we're all like in that space now with business and stuff. So it's actually really interesting, and I think we should talk about it on the next podcast. I didn't get time. I mean, I had time, but like my creative juices were all in like everything else I was doing today. So I got this poem from sibtain.com. So it's not by me, but I really liked it. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Billions salutes to Khadija, the great lady Khadija. Allah had made her excellent. She was great and excellent. Was unique lady in Mecca, respected her men of Mecca. Billions salutes to Khadija, the great lady Khadija. She inherited the vast business from her father. She got business. She ran it in a wonderful way, got profit in wonderful way. Billions salutes to Khadija, the great lady Khadija. Her 80,000s were camels, sold her goods in Arabia, camels. She was the richest business lady, honorable business lady. Billions salutes to Khadija, the great lady Khadija. One day come to her relative, very learned was a relative. On road was going holy prophet, the cloud shaded on the holy prophet. Billions of salutes to Muhammad, the greatest prophet, Prophet Muhammad. From his face was shining the light, to skies was reaching divine light. Man called prophet and talked to him. Show me your back, he said to him. Billions salutes to Muhammad, the greatest prophet Muhammad. When the prophet moved his shirt from his back, seal of the prophethood shone from the back. Man had read signs of the last prophet, would have the seal on the back, last prophet. Billions salutes to Muhammad, the greatest prophet Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ala Muhammad waj'al
MashaAllah, bro, that was really good.
Thank you.
Up next, we're gonna have dua Ifta, which is gonna be recited by Brother Mahdi Abbas. Before he gets on, let's go ahead and recite Surah Fatiha for Kul Mu'min Mu'minat, including the Abbas family, the Qasim family, the Sagarullah family, Dosa family, Marhum Tahir Mu'min, and the Mu'min family, and the Reza family. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahus samad. Lam yulid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahus samad. Lam yulid wa lam yulad wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahus samad. Lam yulid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Waj'al farajahum. Bismillah, brother.
Salawat. Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Waj'al farajahum.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Mehdi.
Walaikum salam.
Bismillah, bismillah.
Thank you.
Worldwide, internationally known Brother Mahdi Abbas. صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل
Shout out to Mehdi and Boss.
Appreciate it, guys.
Sure.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أفتتح الثناء بحمدك وأنت مسدد للصواب بمنك وأيقنت أنك أنت أرحم الراحمين في موضع العفو والرحمة وأشد المعاقبين في موضع النكال والنقمة وأعظم المتجبرين في موضع الكبرياء والعظمة. اللهم أذنت لي في دعائك ومسألتك فاسمع يا سميع مدحتي وأجب يا رحيم دعوتي وأقل يا غفور عثرتي. فكم يا إلهي من قربة قد فرجتها وهموم قد كشفتها وأثرة قد أقلتها ورحمة قد نشرتها وحلقة بلاء قد فككتها. الحمد لله الذي لم يتخذ صاحبة ولا ولدا ولم يكن له شريك في الملك ولم يكن له ولي من الظلم وكبره تكبيرا. اللهم صل على
محمد وآل محمد.
الحمد لله بجميع محامده كلها على جميع نعمه كلها. الحمد لله الذي لا مضاد له في ملكه ولا منازع له في أمره. الحمد لله الذي لا شريك له في خلقه ولا شبيه له في عظمته. الحمد لله فاشي في الخلق أمره وحمده الظاهر بالكرم مجده والباسط بالجود يده الذي لا تنقص خزائنه ولا تزيده كثرة العطاء إلا جودا وكرما. إنه هو العزيز الوهاب. اللهم إني أسألك قليلا من كثير مع حاجة بي إليه عظيمة وغناك عنه قديم وهو عندي كثير وهو عليك سهل يسير. اللهم إن عفوك عن ذنبي وتجاوزك عن خطيئتي وصفحك عن ظلمي وسترك عن قبيح عملي وعلمك عن كثير جرمي عندما كان من خطأي وعمدي. أطمعني في أن أسألك ما أستوجبه منك الذي رزقتني من رحمتك وأريتني من قدرتك وعرفتني من إجابتك فصرت عدوك آمنا وأسألك مستأنسا لا خائفا ولا وجلا مدلا عليك فيما قصدت فيه إليك. فإن أبطأ عني أتبت بجهلي عليك ولعل الذي أبطأ عني هو خير لي لعلمك بعاقبة الأمور. فلما أرى مولا كريما أصبر على عبد لئيم منك علي يا رب إنك تدعوني فأولي عنه وتتحبب إلي فأتبغض إليك وتتودد إلي فلا أقبل منك كأن لي يتطول عليك. فلم يمنعك ذلك من الرحمة لي والإحسان إلي والتفضل علي بجودك وكرمك. فارحم عبدك الجاهل وجد عليه بفضل إحسانك إنك جواد كريم. الحمد لله مالك الملك مجري الفلك مسخر الرياح فالق الإصباح ديان الدين رب العالمين. الحمد لله على حلمه بعد علمه والحمد لله على عفوه بعد قدرته والحمد لله على طول أناته في غضبه وهو قادر على ما يريد. الحمد لله خالق الخلق باسط الرزق فالق الإصباح ذي الجلال والإكرام والفضل والإنعام الذي بعد فلا يرى وقرب فشهد النجوى تبارك وتعالى. الحمد لله الذي ليس له منازع يعادله ولا شبيه يشاكله ولا ظهير يعادده قهر بعزته الأعزاء وتواضع لعظمته العظمى فبلغ بقدرته ما يشاء. الحمد لله الذي يجيبني حين أنادي ويستر علي كل عورة وأنا أعصي ويعظم النعمة علي فلا أجازي، فكم من موهبة حنية قد أعطاني، وعظيمة مخوفة قد كفاني، وبهجة مونقة قد أراني، فأثني عليه حامدا وأذكره مسبحا. الحمد لله الذي لا يحتك حجابه ولا يغلق بابه ولا يرد السائل ولا يخيب عامله. الحمد لله الذي يؤمن الخائفين وينجي الصالحين ويرفع المستضعفين ويدع المستكبرين ويهلك ملوكا ويستخلف آخرين. الحمد لله قاسم الجبارين مبير الظالمين مدرك الحاربين نكال الظالمين صريخ المستصرخين موضع حاجات الطالبين معتمد المؤمنين. الحمد لله الذي من خشيته ترعد السماء وسكانها وترجف الأرض وعمارها وتموج البحار ومن يسبح في غمراتها. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. الحمد لله الذي يخلق ولم يخلق ويرزق ولا يرزق ويطعم ولا يطعم ويميت الأحياء ويحيي الموتى وهو حي لا يموت بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وأمينك وصفيك وحبيبك وخيرتك من خلقك وحافظ سرك ومبلغ رسالاتك أفضل وأحسن وأجمل وأكمل وأذكى وأنمى وأطيب وأطهر وأسنى وأكثر ما صليت وباركت وترحمت وتحننت وسلمت على أحد من عبادك وأنبيائك ورسلك وصفوتك على وأهل كرامة عليك وأهل الكرامة عليك من خلقك. اللهم وصل على علي أمير المؤمنين وصي رسول رب العالمين عبدك ووليك وأخي رسولك وحجتك على خلقك وآيتك الكبرى والنبع العظيم. وصل على صديقة الطاهرة فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين. وصل على سبطي الرحمة إمامي الهدى والحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة. وصل على أئمة المسلمين علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والخلف الهادي المهدي. حجتك على عبادك وأمنائك في بلادك صلاة كثيرة دائمة. اللهم وصل على ولي أمرك القائم المؤمل وعدل المنتظر وحفه بملائكة المقربين وأيده بروح القدس يا رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل
محمد وجه فرجهم.
اللهم اجعله الداعي إلى كتابك والقائم بدينك استخلفه في الأرض كما استخلفت الذين من قبله مكن له دينه الذي ارتديته له أبدله من بعد خوفه أمنا يعبدك لا يشرك بك شيئا. اللهم إن عزه وعزز به وانصره وانتصر به وانصره نصرا عزيزا وافتح له فتحا يسيرا واجعل له من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا. اللهم اظهر به دينك وسنة نبيك حتى لا يستخفي بشيء من الحق مخافة أحد من الخلق. اللهم إنا نرغب إليك في دولة كريمة تعز بها الإسلام وأهله وتذل بها النفاق وأهله وتجعلنا فيها من الدعاة إلى طاعتك والقادة إلى سبيلك وترزقنا بها كرامة الدنيا والآخرة. اللهم ما عرفتنا من الحق فحملنا وما قصرنا عنه فبلغنا. اللهم من به شعثنا واشعب به صدعنا وارتق به فتقنا وكثر به قلتنا وعزز به ذلتنا واغن به عائلنا واقض به عن مجرمنا واجبر به فقرنا وسد به خلتنا ويسر به عسرنا وبيض به وجوهنا وفك به أسرنا وأنجح به طلبتنا وأنجز به مواعيدنا واستجب به دعوتنا وأعطنا به سؤلنا وبلغنا به من الدنيا والآخرة آمالنا وأعطنا به فوق رغبتنا يا خير المسؤولين وأوسع المعطين اشف به صدورنا وأذهب به غيظ قلوبنا واهدنا به لما اختلف فيه من الحق بإذنه إنك تهدي من تشاء إلى صراط مستقيم وانصرنا به على عدوك وعدونا إله الحق آمين اللهم إنا نشكو إليك فقد نبينا صلواتك عليه وآله وغيبة ولينا وكثرة عدونا وقلة عددنا وشدة الفتن بنا وتظاهر زمان علينا فصل على محمد وآل محمد وعنا على ذلك بفتح منك تعجله وبذور تكشفه ونصر تعزه وسلطان حق تظهره ورحمة منك تجللناها وعافية منك تلبسناها برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
MashaAllah, brother. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Good job, Mehdi.
Thank you guys.
Got you, man.
MashaAllah, Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم برحمتك في الصالحين فادخلنا وفي عليين فارفعنا وبكأس من معين من عين سلسبيل فاسقنا ومن الحور العين برحمتك فزوجنا ومن الولدان المخلدين كأنهم لؤلؤ مكنون فأخدمنا ومن ثمار الجنة ولحوم الطير فأطعمنا ومن ثياب السندس والحرير والاستبرق فألبسنا وليلة القدر وحج بيتك الحرام وقتلا في سبيلك فوفق لنا وصالح الدعاء والمسألة فاستجب لنا وإذا جمعت الأولين والآخرين يوم القيامة فارحمنا وبراءة من النار فاكتب لنا وفي جهنم فلا تغلنا وفي عذابك وهوانك فلا تبتلنا ومن الزقوم والضروع فلا تطعمنا ومع الشياطين فلا تجعلنا وفي النار على وجوهنا فلا تكببنا ومن ثياب النار وسرابي للقطران فلا تلبسنا ومن كل سوء يا لا إله إلا أنت بحق لا إله إلا أنت فنجنا اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وجل فرجهم.
MashaAllah, brother Mehed. You're a beast. MashaAllah.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
وجل فرجهم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم إني أسألك أن تجعل فيما تقضي وتقدر من أمر المهتم في الأمر أمر الحكم من القضاء الذي لا يرد ولا يبدل أن تكتم في من هجاج بيتك حرام المبرور حجهم المشكور سعيهم المغفور ذنوبهم المكفر عن سيئاتهم وأن تجعل فيما تقضي وتقدر أن تطيل عمري في خير وعافية وتوسع في رزقي وتجعلني ممن تنتظر به لدينك ولا تبدل بي غيري. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
ما شاء الله.
ما شاء الله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
نار هدر.
يا علي.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وجل فرجهم. Please recite a Surah Fatiha for كل مؤمن ومؤمنات. اللهم صل على محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بجلال وجهك الكريم أن ينقضي عني شهر رمضان أو يطلع الفجر من ليلتي هذه ولك كبالي طبيعة أو ذنب تعذبوني عليه. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سبحان من هو حافظ لا يغفل سبحان من هو رحيم لا يعجل سبحان من هو قائم لا يسهو سبحان من هو دائم لا يلهو. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم. Up next, we have Brother Qasim Zahid for Marcia. Let's introduce him and bring him, welcome in with the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
So let's recite a Surah Fatiha for the marhum of the Zahid family and for Kul Mu'minin Mu'minat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وأجر فرجهم. بسم الله.
पर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सलवात.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
आए बाबा तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है आए बाबा तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है हाय बाबा तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है कैसे दरवाज़ा हटाऊं कैसे मोहसिन को बचाऊं सांस सीने में रुकी है तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी हाय बाबा तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है हाथ में जिसे के मेरा हाथ दिया था तुमने कह के मन कुन तो जिसे मौला कहा था तुमने मैंने हर मोड़ पे बाबा साथ उसका है निभाया क्या मेरा जुर्म यही है तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की हाय बाबा तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है और तेरी उम्मत ने बना दी है ये हालत बाबा कि कोई पसली भी नहीं मेरी सलामत बाबा सांस लेती हूँ मैं जिस दम सांस लेती हूँ मैं जिस दम घुटने लगता है मेरा दम सिर्फ मरने की कमी है तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है हाय बाबा तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है और कभी दरबार में पेशी को बुलाते हैं हमें कभी दरवाजे पे आके सताते हैं हमें मेरे ये फूल से बच्चे पूछते हैं यही मुझसे क्या खता हमसे हुई है तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है हाय बाबा तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है ये अज़ियत ये खामोशी नहीं देखी जाती मुझसे तन्हाई अली की नहीं देखी जाती
तेरा पैगाम सुनाने, हक विलायत का बताने, ज़हरा घर घर में गई है, तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है। हाय बाबा तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है। और जब से हसनैन के बाबा से सुना है ये कलाम, मुझको अब कोई मदीने में नहीं करता सलाम। तब से ये हाल है मेरा, अपना गम भूल के बाबा, बस मुझे फिक्र अली है, तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है। हाय बाबा तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है। और कब्र ज़हरा से तकल्लुम ये सदा आती है, कितनी सदियों से मेरी कब्र पे वीरानी है। फूल तुरपत पे चढ़ाने एक दिया ला के जलाने, क्या मदीने में कोई है, तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है। हाय बाबा तेरी ज़हरा पे मुसीबत की घड़ी है। बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद
Allahumma
Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wajib.
Mashallah,
MashaAllah, brother.
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Up next, we have it's going to be a Marcia, which will be recited by Brother Kumal Bhai. Brother Kumal Bhai, are you ready?
Your brother Kumal Bhai is doing a Marcia?
No, Masad.
Oh, Masai. Another Marcia. Please recite a Surah Fatiha for Kulmum Mu'minun.
Allahumma Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahus samad. Lam yulid wa lam yulid, lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahus samad. Lam yulid wa lam yulid, wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahus samad. Lam yulid wa lam yulid, wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wajil farjahum.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wajil farjahum. I apologize at that. We had another marcia coming. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ali
Muhammad wajil farjahum. You know, Bibi Khadija left the world on this day. To understand who Bibi Khadija was, you need to understand what was going on in the world. See, this was the middle of the dark ages, right? This is, if you look on the internet, the time of the year, Western history, right? This isn't me talking about, Islam called us the Dark Ages. No, this is, Western history, European history, American history called this time the Dark Ages. Why were they called the Dark Ages? Because there was war, there was a lack of education, there was a lack of science, there was a lack of literacy, people robbing, cheating, stealing from each other. There was no business ethics. There was no stable government, so nobody was enforcing laws. And because nobody was enforcing laws, people were doing things like robbing other people, right? Like scamming people, right? There's nothing you could do about it. If you're a business person, if you had some money in your pocket, somebody would rob you, what's anyone going to do about it, right? There's nothing you could do about it, right? In fact, that's how most people got rich, was either robbing people by becoming politicians, right? By claiming kingship. They didn't have politics at the time. They had monarchies, right? They had small monarchies at this time because there was no strong emperor, right? And so, wealthy family would take the wealth of the land and would, literally enslave people around them, right? Make them work for them, take their money, take their land, take their women, take their their homes, take their horses. You know what the stature of women was in the Dark Ages, right? Not only did women not have any importance in the Dark Ages in a family, right? They were buried alive when people were having children, right? I remember listening to a speech by Ammar Nakshwani, and he was describing, I think it was Prophet Muhammad's recap of a man who took his little girl into the mountains. I think Prophet Muhammad was telling this story, and Sayyid Ammar Nakshwani was recapping it, right? And he talked about how he took his daughter with him, and she was walking in the middle of the night, and the dad looked down and he saw the daughter with sleep in her eyes, and she was like, "Where are we going, Dad?" And he's like, "Oh, we're going for a walk," right? And he took her into the woods and he started digging a hole, and he was digging the hole. His daughter looked at him and she started wiping dirt off his beard. And she's like, "Dad, you have dirt on your beard," right? He continued digging the hole, and he took this little girl and he put her in the hole and he buried her. I'm saying this so you understand what was going on in the Dark Ages at the time of the world when Prophet Muhammad was given his prophecy, right? At the time of the world when Bibi Khadija's family, right? Bibi Khadija's family bequest her the entire business, right? This wasn't happening at the time of the world. People want to say that because our women are strong and wear hijab, right, and choose to wear hijab, not forced to. Our women choose to be modest, right? Our women choose to pray. Our women choose to go to masjid. Our women choose to be mothers and work, right? These are women in our culture choose to cook at home, right? But people look at our culture and say, "Oh, the men are subjugating women because the men don't do this and they make their women do this and they make the women do that." It was Islam. It was Prophet Muhammad that came and said, "Don't bury your daughters." Isn't it Prophet Muhammad who held Bibi Fatima as a young child up and said to everyone, "This is the best of creation"? Wasn't it Bibi Khadija's family who gave her the inheritance of the business? And what did she do with it? What did she do with it? Did she go and squander it? No. Her business boomed after Bibi Khadija took it. That is who Bibi Khadija was. Bibi Khadija was she whose palace was so big that there was a poem that Brother Ali Kaswali just read, mashallah, that she had 80,000 camels, right? 80,000 camels. I have 2 broken down Toyotas, right? 80,000 camels. Now you tell me, right? In a time when nobody had wealth and she had this much wealth, right? For me to stand here and say she's the wealthiest woman in the world, are you going to challenge me? Go do your research and let's talk about it. But I'm going to stand here. I'm going to tell you that she was number one, right? She was it, right? She was, it's not just about, I'm saying this so you understand what Islam is, right? Islam is that truth that tells you, look how strong and important women are in the world, right? The Prophet comes and says, "Don't bury your women," right? Don't bury your daughters, right? He's the father of Bibi Fatima, who was her mother. Her mother was one of the greatest people in this world. I was talking about 4 greatest women, greatest people. You're gonna look very hard, and there's gonna be very few people that you could say are better than Bibi Khadija. And it's not for any reason, any lacking in Bibi Khadija. It's just in the inception of their creation. The light that they were created with was more intense than the light that Bibi Khadija was created with. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad sallallahu. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
Nare Haidari. Ya
Ya
Ali.
Ali. You see, this is the true stature of women. This is the true stature. Everything good in Islam. And Muhammad was saved by women, right? You know, the Bibi Fatima is, you know, you look at there's 4 men, 1 woman, right? Allah doesn't, he's not favoring men or women. He's saying, look at the importance of women. In Mubila, when they came to make the argument, there's a quick recap. I'm totally getting off of Messiah, but I'm getting there. So, is the Christians came and challenged the Muslims, trying to, get them to stop spreading Islam outside of, the areas that they already had and then threatened war, right? And so the Christians of Mubila, the event of Mubila didn't just happen one day. It was going on all week, and Imam Hassan was there debating, and Prophet Muhammad was there, Hazrat Ali was there, Imam Hussein was there. They're debating the Christians, right? But what happened on the day? What was different on the day Mubila, right? But what was different on the day Mubila was Bibi Fatima showed up, right? The Christians saw Bibi Fatima. They've been talking to Prophet Muhammad, been talking to Hazrat Ali alayhi salam, right? Been talking to Imam Hassan, and all Bibi Fatima did is show up, and they looked at her and say, yeah, you win. Yes, whoever your God is the right God. And that is the, do you understand what I'm talking about this, the stature of Bibi Khadija, right? This is Bibi Fatima's mother. This is the first person to accept Islam, right? The Prophet Muhammad was a prophet. The Prophet Muhammad is the prophet. She accepted Islam before anybody did, right? She was Prophet Muhammad's partner in business, his partner in Islam, right? She never, no matter how much atrocity came on her at the end of her life, she was never seen without a smile. That was Prophet Muhammad. That's what they're known for, always being pleasant, right? She wasn't some stuck-up rich woman. No, those words coming out of my mouth when I'm talking about her are a shame, because she was so pleasant. She would give to the poor. You know what she would do? She would take girls who didn't have any money. She would pay their dowry so they could get married, right? This is who Bibi Khadija was, right? This is what she did. It was her house that Hazrat Jibreel descended on. Her house that Hazrat Jibreel descended on to give the Quran to Prophet Muhammad. It was her lap that Prophet Muhammad would put his head on when Hazrat Jibreel would talk to him and reveal the Quran to him. This is who Bibi Khadija was, right? You know, you think about your life and what we think we deserve and what we're lacking, right? You know what, Allah took this away from me. I had this job and it got taken away. Allah's punishing me, right? Bibi Khadija died with nothing, right? She had nothing because she had given everything away. Her fever was caused, right? Not just by sickness. They say that if she lived in the luxurious life that she had, she might have lived longer, because she had such a hard life. She had such a hard life after people started, bringing atrocity down on Prophet Muhammad. And not once did she look to him and say, what's going on? I was rich and then I met you and now we have no money. It wasn't like that. This is who Bibi Khadija was, right? This is, the way that she died. She did it happily. Everything she did, she gave for Islam, right? When you give charity to the poor, you're giving for Islam, and she gave charity to the poor. She has nothing in return. People saw Prophet Muhammad pray, and what did they see happen when he prayed? When he prayed, Hazrat Ali alayhi salam was to his right, Bibi Khadija was standing behind him, and they would bend in unison. They would go into sajda in unison. It was so beautiful that people would look at that. They would say, look at that. You see, when Allah showed people about Jamaat, right? He showed them women in the Jamaat, right? Women, it is your responsibility, just like it is the men's responsibility to research Islam and teach Islam and discuss Islam with each other. Teach us things we don't know. We sit here and we talk about our research and come up with poems, and we learn things from each other, right? We need women's perspective in here too. Very important. It's very important. I urge everybody to do that, right? And on this night when Bibi Khadija left this world, I think about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I think about the fact that he just lost his uncle Hazrat Abu Talib. He lost his uncle Hazrat Abu Talib, who defended him since he was a little boy, who made sure that he had everything he needed, who helped arrange the union between him and Bibi Khadija. And then today he lost Bibi Khadija. Right? You know how long they waited to have kids, right? They had kids that had died early. They had, miscarriage after miscarriage. And then finally, Allah blesses them with what? A daughter. Look at the message Allah is sending. He blesses their house with a daughter that they love so much. They love so much. And what did Bibi Fatima do on this day? She watched her mother die. What did Prophet Muhammad do on this day? He watched his being beloved Khadija leave this world. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam here, when he always had Hazrat Abu Talib, he always had Bibi Khadija, and now what is his house left with? He's left with the young girl and Bibi Fatima. Not only that, he was raising Hazrat Ali alayhi salam, and not only that, he was responsible for raising the whole nation of Islam, for educating people, providing the light to bring people out of the dark ages where they're killing their daughters, where they don't know how to read, they don't know how to write. In a time when people are stealing from each other, this woman who made her business by being honest, made a successful business by being honest, is now taken away from the world, and Prophet Muhammad is left there alone. This is the year of grief. The year of grief for Prophet Muhammad. And on this night, let's remember the young, we talk about Bibi Sakina losing your father on the day of Ashura, right? How about on the day of, on the day of 10th of Ramadan, when Bibi Fatima Zahra, the young Bibi Fatima Zahra, watched her mother leave the world, right? This is a night when we should remember that whenever you commit to doing something for Allah, Allah's gonna let you do it, right? Allah, you want to get closer to me? Go give sadaqah. Allah will create those opportunities, right? You can look at that and say, Allah, you're torturing me. I started praying, and now what, right? Maybe Allah's saving you from sin. Maybe Allah's giving you an opportunity to do something greater, right? As soon as Bibi Khadija, rich, beyond rich, and all of a sudden I marry the Prophet of Islam, and now I die poor, right? But see, she was smarter than all of us, and she knew that this is the biggest blessing for her and for her family, the biggest honor that they could get. She's honored as one of the four greatest women, one of the greatest people, greatest creations of mankind, right? On this day, Bibi Khadija, we thank you for the contributions you gave to Islam. Dear Bibi Khadija, the mother of Mu'mineen, we mourn for your loss today, not the fact that you're entering Jannah. We mourn because of the people that you left behind that always had your support, always had the smile on your face to look at when they needed inspiration, always had your strength and your brilliance to help guide them. And on this day, they were left without your guidance, without your blessing, without your strength, right? Let's mourn for Bibi Khadija today. Let's cry for the grief of Bibi Fatima Zahra. Ya Fatima Zahra, on this night when your mother was taken away from the world, we offer you condolences. We ask that you please, on our behalf, accept blessings on your house and all of your children and the family of the Prophet. Diallo Bayt Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad waj'al farajahum min hasten the successor of your father, Prophet Muhammad. Please return our Imam to us. Fatima Zahra, look what's going on in the world. Look what's going on in the world. We're scared sometimes to be Muslim. We're scared, so we don't know what's going to happen. People dying all over the world. When is it going to be our turn, right? When is it going to? We know that our turn is around the corner when, because we're Muslim, we're going to be tortured. But we're ready, Bibi Fatima Zahra. We've learned the strength from you, but we need you to please ask our Imam to return to us soon. And if we're the ones that aren't ready for it, please, for us, so we our heads up, and whatever is keeping us from becoming the types of people that our Imam is waiting for, please change that. We're sorry for whatever we did. Everything we did, we're sorry about it. Just please accept our, please, tawassul. Please intercede on our behalf and make sure Allah forgives all of our sins so we can start anew. We can start anew and forgive the sins of our marhum. Ya Allah, please forgive the sins of our marhum. Ya Allah, please forgive the sins of our parents. On this night, Bibi Fatima will take all these du'as to Allah and make sure He kabuls them soon, right? Whoever is in debt, whoever is sick, please alleviate. Ya Allah, please alleviate their sickness. Erase their debt. Allah, you have everything. What don't you have, right? We're in debt. Help us, Allah. Ya Allah, we're turning to nobody but you. We're turning to nobody but you because we have nobody but you. They're our brothers and sisters in Islam, right? Being tortured from the beginning of time till today, being killed today, there were Muslims killed. Ya Allah, please help their families be strong. Please help the killing of people in general stop. Help people understand that goodness is the way that we are supposed to be raising. You know, there was a very good quote that I want to leave everyone with. It was actually Brother Tiago sent it to me today. It said that, and I might misquote it because my phone's recording, so this is still recording. So it is that let me think. It says that our neighbors in faith are not reading the Quran, they're reading us. So act accordingly. See that? Our brothers, our neighbors in faith, right? Whoever is not Muslim, they're not reading the Quran to find out about Islam. They're looking at you. They're looking at me to find out what a Muslim is. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? It's your choice, your responsibility, right? You want to conduct yourself with a smile and with honesty and integrity so that people look at you and say, that's a Muslim, right? That's what Bibi Khadija did, isn't it? That's what Prophet Muhammad did, isn't it? It's your choice, right? If you call yourself a Muslim, act like one, because people are looking at us to find out what Islam is. They're not reading the Quran. Or Muhammad wa ala Muhammad sallallahu. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad
wa ali Muhammad wajil farjum. MashaAllah, very, very, very good masab. And that was up next. We have Noha that's going to be recited by Brother Jawad. Before Brother Jawad gets on the stage, let's bring him in with the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajil.
Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Hussein, Ya Hussein. Khadija बीबी ने रन जो अलम उठाए हैं, खतीजा बीबी ने रन जो अलम उठाए हैं, खतीजा बीबी ने रन जो अलम उठाए हैं, जो जख्म आए नबी को वो जख्म खाए हैं, खतीजा बीबी ने रन जो अलम उठाए हैं, खतीजा बीबी ने रन जो अलम उठाए हैं। रसूल पाक का जब से, रसूल पाक का जब सब ने साथ छोड़ दिया, रसूल पाक का जब सब ने साथ छोड़ दिया, इस एक बीबी ने वादे सभी निभाए हैं, इस एक बीबी ने वादे सभी निभाए हैं, खतीजा बीबी ने रन जो अलम उठाए हैं, लुटा दी दीन पे दौलत भी अपने बच्चे भी, लुटा दी दीन पे दौलत भी अपने बच्चे भी, नबी के दीन को दिल में मगर बसाए हैं, नबी के दीन को दिल में मगर बसाए हैं, खतीजा बीबी ने रन जो अलम उठाए हैं, खतीजा बीबी ने रन जो अलम उठाए हैं, सलाम बीबी खतीजा की अजमतों पे सलाम, सलाम बीबी खतीजा की अजमतों पे सलाम, के मक्के वालों ने उन पर भी जुल्म ढाए हैं, के मक्के वालों ने उन पर भी जुल्म ढाए हैं, खतीजा बीबी ने रन जो अलम उठाए हैं, बयान कर थी ज़हरा से अपने गम बीबी, बयान करती थी ज़हरा से अपने गम बीबी। वो दिन भी फातिमा ज़हरा को याद आए हैं, वो दिन भी फातिमा ज़हरा को याद आए हैं। खदीजा बीबी ने रन जो अलम उठाए हैं, जो जख्म आए नबी को वो जख्म खाए हैं। खदीजा बीबी ने रन जो अलम उठाए हैं, खदीजा बीबी ने रन जो अलम उठाए हैं। या हुसैन, या हुसैन, या हुसैन,
Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein.
हुसैन या हुसैन या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो, या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो, या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो, या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो, पाबंद ना हो आए आए पाबंद ना हो आए, रोने पे न पहराओ, या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो। थी जिसको नींद आती शबीर के सीने पर, थी जिसको नींद आती शबीर के सीने पर, जिंदा दर जिंदा जिंदा दर जिंदा जिसके लिए कज़ा हो, या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो, या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो। जिंदानों से आती थी आवाज से सकने की, जिंदानों से आती थी आवाज से सकने की, जैसे के सकीना को हर जैसे के सकीना को हर जिंदान रो रहा हो, या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो, या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो। टकराए न वो क्यों कर जिंदा की दीवारों से, टकराए न वो क्यों कर जिंदा की दीवारों से, हाय भाई से और फूफी से, हाय भाई से और फूफी से, जिसको जुदा किया हो, या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो, या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो। जिंदान में नजफी याद आई सकीना की, जिंदान में नजफी याद आई सकीना की, हाय दिल रो रो कह रहा है, हाय दिल रो रो कह रहा है, अब न उजाला हो, या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो, या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो या हुसैन या हुसैन या हुसैन या हुसैन या हुसैन सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद
اللهم صل على
मोहम्मद
محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Dua Faraj. Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Ilahi admul bala wa barra al khafa man kashafat al githa wa nakat al raja wa dhakat al ardu wa munat al sama wa anta al musta'an wa alayka al mustaqa wa alayka al muawwal fi shahadati wa rakha. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. أولي الأمر الذين فرضت علينا تحتهم وعرفتنا بذلك منزلتهم ففرج عنا بحقهم فرجا عاجلا قريبا كلم البصر أو هو أقرب يا محمد يا علي يا علي يا محمد اكفياني فإنكما كافيان وانصراني فإنكما ناصران يا مولانا يا صاحب الزمان الغوث 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 أدركني 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 الثاء 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 الأجل 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 يا أرحم الراحمين بحق محمد وآله طاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. زارت حضرت عباس علیہ السلام. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل عباس ابن أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا ابن سيد الوسيان. السلام عليك أيها العبد الصالح المطيع إلى الله ورسوله. السلام عليك أفضل الشهداء. السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. زارت إمام حسين عليه السلام. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله. السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء. السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل العباس. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. زارت إمام علي ابن موسى الرضا عليه السلام. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء. السلام عليك يا علي ابن موسى الرضا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. زارت إمام مهدي عليه السلام. السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان. السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. الأمان الأمان الأمان. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. دعاء حجت. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كل وليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى أبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوى وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. English translation. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. O Allah, please do send blessings to Muhammad and the household of Muhammad. O Allah, before you, your representative, the Al-Hujjat, the proof, the son of Al-Hasan. Your blessings be upon him and his forefathers in this hour and in every hour. A guardian, a protector, a leader, a helper, a proof, and an eye, until you make him live on this earth in obedience to you, and cause him to live in it for a long time. Where Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad
Muhammad
wa
wa
ali
ali
Muhammad
Muhammad wa ajil.
wajhu farjahum.
Allow salawat for Samad by fit today. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali
Wa ali
Muhammad
Muhammad wa
wajhu
ajil.
farjahum. Thank you. Not. This is basically the end of the tonight's program. A couple quick announcements before we let you guys go. Tomorrow we have a program. It's going to be for Tuesdays. It's going to be a Tuesday program. We're going to have some Dawait Tawassul. We're going to rerun on Jeopardy Shepherding. On following this upcoming Thursday, it's going to be a Dawait Kumal program. Also, we'll be running some Jeopardy Shepherding for you guys. On Friday, we have a good organized event that's going to be going on. It's going to be dodgeball at the Boys and Girls Club in Stanton, Orange County, or Orange County area, in like near Orange County and Huntington Beach, right there somewhere, you know. But it's gonna be dodgeball. There's gonna be an open gym. It's a co-ed event, so guys and girls are more than welcome. If girls want to be play dodgeball with their friends, or they have a group or whatever, more than welcome to. We're gonna go ahead and clear the dodgeball area and make it private for the girls, so they can go ahead and do their thing while the guys go do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like chai pi or yak, you know. So we're gonna have a couple of that stuff going on.
There's gonna be pool tables and. Well, I was gonna say there's pool tables, there's foosball. It's gonna be it's a family event. It's not, it's for kids, women. Please come and bring your competitive juices, because I know Brother Tiago's trying to get a trophy again.
MashaAllah. And last but not least, we're gonna have a majlis for Imam Ali next week on Saturday. With also next week there's gonna be a malls going on. We're gonna have in-person malls on a specific Saturday. We're gonna go ahead and give out the details soon. But with that, if by all means we encourage anybody who wants to recite, by all means, please contact any of the volunteers. Contact me, Brother Kumal Bhai, Brother Asr Dosa, Brother Ali Qasim Ali, Brother Mahdi Abbas. Anybody that you know what I'm saying, by all means, you're more than welcome to. With this, let's go ahead and end it with the Fatiha and Allah Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد واجعل فرجهم نعره حیدری
Ya Ali.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. Good night, moment.